Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Witty's Gear Review. So, real quick, you could probably see the elephant in the room, something that looks a little bit different than normal. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So, I want to let you all know this was sent to me by the guys over at Tactical Geek. And when this all came about, they offered to send me a pack, wanted me to review it, and the only stipulation I had was I'll do that as long as I can do an honest review and give my honest feedback. And they agreed, so I'm going to go ahead and do the review on this. That being said, guys, let's bring it in a little closer and we'll take it to the bench and take a good look at it. All right, guys. Now we can get a little bit up close look at the Tactical Geek bag. This is just a typical sling type bag, made over by the people at Tactical Geek. There's a lot of really high-end features to this bag. First of all, you're going to see that you have these yellow pulls or the orange pulls that are on this bag. This bag, that's one of the drawbacks of this bag, is it doesn't come with zipper pulls. I added these just so you could see the zippers when I was showing them in the video, right? So I put these zipper pulls on. They did not come with them. But that being said, this is a modular system. It is basically like the foundation of your house, right? With a good, solid, well-done foundation, you could build anything elaborate, as elaborate as you want to on top of that. That's where this bag starts, right? There's a lot of modularity, and there's a lot of things you can do with this bag. And let's be honest, guys, with a lot of sling systems nowadays, people like to customize them to what they want, what they need. I like stubby zipper pulls. Some people may like the longer ones. Some people may not like any at all. So, that being said, let's take a real good close look at the bag, because I want y'all to see, right? This is a very well-made bag. It's a simple design, but, you know, it's a classic design. A lot of sling bags have this same look. You can see on the strap. And then we'll get into how the buckles are made and a lot of the stuff they use on this bag. I do like the fact that you have the Velcro all the way across the front. You have the laser cut inserts for the molly, and then you have your standard webbing here that's just regular molly type webbing. As you can see, their logo is very minimal up in the corner. Nowhere else on the bag is there logos or stamps or anything like that, so it's very minimal. It does have the shock cord on the bottom, so if you wanted to add anything like an umbrella, a poncho, a water bottle, you can just loosen this up and add anything you need to the bottom of this bag. Now, the reason I like the bag is because I was carrying a small pouch for my EDC, you know, my everyday carry, right? And I found myself putting all these little tiny things into that pouch because it was so small, which I was good with at first, but it got to where it was kind of bulky and it wasn't really anything that I was actually going to put in my pocket for a long term. So I was looking for something to, you know, when we go out, I've got my main, I guess, get home bag in my truck. I've got my everyday carry as far as pocket carry on me. I wanted to just have an extension, so if I left my truck for a small period of time, I would have some things out there with my family to get back to my truck. Or if I'm out on my own, just some creature comforts to be able to get back to my truck. Things I use all the time, things I would need, you know, on a daily basis. Like taking this to work every day and just packing it with stuff that I need. Now, you know, specifics about the bag itself, which there's a lot. They crammed a lot of stuff that you may not see into this bag. And this is the Cash L3C everyday carry shoulder bag, right? But it's not just a shoulder bag. It could be a shoulder bag, it could be a waist bag, and you saw in the video, I was carrying it as a chest rig, which I like to carry it like that, but that's if I was going to use it for having my everyday carry blaster on me, right?
It's them. Blast them.
I would like the chest rig for that. On the same note, you could carry it as a fanny pack. You could carry it as a standard sling. And with the way that the system's set up, it's ambidextrous. Right now, I have it set up for me. I took the clip from this side, stuck it over here. This clip from this side, stuck it over there. So that way, I could carry it being left-handed. So you may do something different. But going back into the bag, right? This is in the Coyote tan color. They also sell it in a black. But I guess if anybody's seen my videos before, I have a lot of Coyote tan. So this is a color that I chose. It's made out of 1,000 denier Cordura nylon fabric. So that's up there, right? A lot of sling bags are made out of 500, 600 Cordura. This one's made out of 1,000. So this one's going to last, right? It's going to take a beating, which I think is, awesome for a sling bag. Usually backpacks, a lot of backpacks are made out of 600. Your better ones, your higher dollar ones are made out of 1,000 denier. But for a sling bag, that's pretty impressive that they use that fabric. So this is, that fabric and the way they've designed this is more of a military grade. It's going to be tough. It's going to be durable. It's a rip-stop material, so it's going to be tear and abrasion resistant. Plus, it's also going to have, a little bit of water repellent, right? It's not going to be 100% waterproof, but it will be water repellent. So if you're out in a quick little shower, you should be okay wearing this bag. One thing I do really like is it has YKK zippers. So these YKK zippers are also water resistant. They're not the waterproof zippers, but they are YKK zippers. And it's just, if you've ever had anything with good YKK zippers, you could just tell how easy they are. And that's another thing about craftsmanship, right? If I have this bag full, I do not want this zipper to catch on anything, or this zipper. It should be able to open and close as easy as possible without any catching on inner fabric or anything like that. These zippers are really, really good and high quality. That being said, I already talked about the 4 connection points, right? For all the different carrying configurations. So you would have your front sling, like I said, your back sling, your waist belt. And, you could actually take this completely apart, take this strap off, these buckles. And with the molly on the back, you could actually take this and attach it to a bag with molly or a bigger bag, and use it as a supplemental bag. So that's pretty impressive that they did that. And this is a very nice padding that's on the back here. So you can get a closer look, and you can just tell there is not a flawless stitch on this entire bag, right? You can tell how well made something is when you really look at the stitching. I've had a lot of bags where I can tell you there are minor imperfections in the stitching, which I think, in my mind, in previous bags, that was a sign of quality. But this one has nothing. I mean, it's about as perfect stitching as you could get on a bag. Now, just as far as functionality goes, you do have the zipper pocket on front, which is just an open. There's nothing inside, right? It's just a dump pocket. Good place to throw your phone, your keys, anything, gum, poncho, anything that you want to get to, fairly quick. You can get to it there. Before we get to the main compartment, we'll look at the back, which is another good feature. If you want to keep your wallet closer to you, you do have the back pouch, which is just Velcro for quick access, right? So you could definitely store stuff in there. You can put a passport in there, your wallet, your cell phone. You can also store it in the back of this pouch if you want to keep other stuff up front. So that gives you different options. Then when you go into the inside, you have one large pocket and two medium pockets. And if you look at the fabric, you can tell that, this was made with quality. They used all high-end materials. It's not a cheap made bag. And on the inside, you have your fabric here where you can actually Velcro to the back of that. So if you wanted to add different kind of storage systems, if you wanted to add some patches, if you wanted to add a, pew-pew holder, you could do that. So it allows for a bunch of different ways to carry. I'm not carrying it per se for that reason. I'm carrying to put stuff that I would use every day in this bag and carry it, over my shoulder to work, to the store, whatever. Anytime I'd be out of my truck, I could just sling it over a shoulder and go, right? So that's what I like about the bag, and that's what my intended use for the bag is. But as I showed in the very beginning, you have the capability of turning it into a chest rig. And I've put a full size and a compact inside this bag with an extra magazine. And even though it's a single strap, it fits well to the body. I didn't think it would. I thought it would sag, but it actually fits really well because of the thickness of the padding of the bag and just the way it's designed. If you look at this buckle here, this is what makes it a lot easier when you're wearing it, right? Because it rotates to help it fit to your body. Not like a regular sling is going to be like that, so it may sit awkward. This will change and conform to your body. Plus, it's also quick release. So just pop it out and you can sling it off, pop it back in. So I do like that. And another thing, guys, just to talk about the quality, this is like seatbelt material on this strap, so it's not going to fray. They just show that they, didn't sacrifice any quality when they made this bag. So, and it's got a nice smooth feeling. It's not rough. It conforms. So I think that's an extra plus just in the strap alone. Now, when you look at these buckles, you can tell these buckles are easier to remove too. You just press it in the middle and they slide right off. Same with this one, which is a bigger buckle. You just press it in the middle, slides right off, quick and easy, but it does lock into place. And these are regular Molly buckles, so there is a slit in the middle, so it's easy to take it off and change configurations if you want to. Now, with the front Molly, that also allows you different configurations up here, right? You can put different Molly attachments, lights, Velcro patches, pins, whatever you decide, like a writing pin, not like pins that you would wear. But you could do that if you wanted to. You can clip them to this. But, the buckles they're Duraflex hex guard fasteners, which, a lot of people, if you've ever looked at some military gear, that's military grade style buckles that are on this thing, right? So this thing is designed to take a beating. It's not just a, fancy bag. It's designed to take a beating. And there's a lot of different uses you can use this bag for. Every day, like I said, concealed. It just seems like, it looks like a small bag. It looks thin, but you could cram a lot in this bag. And I just can't get over, I guess, the way it's made. That being said, guys, the price point on this bag right now is, I think it's $47.99. So that's not bad at all for an entry-level bag. I mean, you get in the Maxpeditions, you get in even some 511 bags are going to be in the $50 to $60 range. And they don't have quite the features. The SOG bag I looked at, or the 511 bag I looked at, was 600 Kadura, which there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of my other bags are made out of that. But for the price point to get 1,000, I think that lets me know this is going to stick around a little longer. I didn't really see that they said they had YKK zippers, which I know this one does. And, you could see it on there. I don't know if it'll zoom in, but they're actual YKK zippers. And you could tell just by the feel. So that being said, we're going to work on reverse gearing this thing out. I showed you the bag, and what we're going to do is we're going to kind of go in to see what all we could put into this bag. And if you have any questions, let me know. I want you to stick around to the end because we're going to have a little something extra to add in there for anybody that's interested with the bag at all. So let me know your thoughts on it. All right, guys, now that we've got all that settled, I wanted to kind of go into, showing you what all this thing can hold. I'm not going to go over everything in detail here. I just wanted to show you the amount of stuff that it can hold. So just put a little Apple AirTag on the front. Got the Woobin G5 on the front. Got a pin on the bottom. Couple little morale patches. Around to the back, I've just got another pin on the side there. These were the extra straps where you could move this over. And I just thought, hey, put something there. And on the very far outside, I just have a small utility knife. On the back pouch, got a bandana. Got a small little retractable tape measure. You always got to measure something. And that's about it on the back. I wanted to leave some room back there in case I wanted to put my phone or my wallet, which you can still put stuff in there. On the front side, you can see, just got some spray hand sanitizer in there. Got some wet ones, wipes. And then I got a small first aid kit with ibuprofen, Tylenol, hand cleansing wipes, triple antibiotic ointment, alcohol pads, some Band-Aids, stuff like that for just, everyday stuff. And then on the outside, I have some Blistex. So that's everything in the front. And you can tell it zips easy. And in the big pouch, there's a lot of stuff put in here. But I wanted to show a full build out, right, of everything that you could put in here that you may need during the day. So we'll kind of just go what's in the middle here. So I've got some energy drink, some coffee, some regular water bottle flavor, and I got some vitamin C orange drink, the Energen C, just to have, some extra stuff in case I needed it at work or whatever. And that's pretty much it. So this is all just drink mix stuff. Also got the Stacker Chew B12. 200 milligrams of caffeine, 2 little gummies, just in case, you never know. On this side, what I have here is a collapsible backpack. And there's a reason why I brought this. So if I'm carrying this bag, I know what I have in my truck. In my truck, I'm going to have my self-defense. And if I wanted to put that in this bag, I could throw everything else that's in this bag in this backpack and be ready to go. Now, if I'm out shopping with the family, out on my own, I pick up some stuff, that's not going to fit in here. But I could still sling this over a shoulder and wear this small little backpack on my back. These things are great, very inexpensive, and, you know, if you're out for a day, man, I hate stuff in my pockets anyways. That's a big reason why, you know, I'm going with a different kind of type of bag. But, you know, you got the extra ability to have a backpack. And it doesn't weigh anything. It doesn't take up any space. Back here, just got the little charger or charging cables. Get a little signal mirror or mirror if you need it. Of course, a SIM tool, and then all different configurations for different types of charging if needed, and also some mini SD card storage. So that fits in there. Also got some cordage. You never know. You break a shoestring. You need to tie something down. Whatever. 50 foot of cordage. It's never bad to have. I live in Texas, so rappel is a must. Got to have it. You never know what conditions you're going to be in when you're out and about, especially if we go, you know, just walk in the park or anything like that. It's good to have this on, and definitely with you in your bag. And the very last thing is, that's a toothbrush holder, but it's been repurposed to store zip ties. So just all different size zip ties, short ones, long ones. Just something that laid flat in the bottom of the bag. And, you know, having a bunch of zip ties, man, if you're trying to fix a flip-flop or broke shoelace, even though you have cordage, zipper pull comes off. There's a million things you can use zip ties for. So always got to carry zip ties. All right, we'll go to this front pocket up the front up here. There's not much up here, just a compressed roll of duct tape. Got to have some sort of tape with you. In case I get hungry or whatever. Got a couple of the Rex bars. You know, high protein bars in there just in case. And just in case I have to write anything down, got a Write in the Rain notebook. And flipping her back around. You can tell I added this little Velcro patch, or this Velcro storage area. It's just loop to the back, Velcroed with loop and hook. So I just got a small little utility knife, little micro lighter that glows in the dark, Sharpie, my SOG power pint, my Ozark flipper. Then in here, I just got my 22.5, 10,000 milliamp hour charger for my phone. You don't really need cables for this because it's got a standard iPhone and a other plug there, USB-C. So it's easy to use. Or if I wanted to charge my phone and didn't want to take it out of the pack, or didn't want to put it in the pack, I could put it in the back there, use the cord out of that little case, and charge it as I go. But that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, these bags hold a lot. Oh, one last thing. Just in the shoulder strap, I just added a little emergency whistle that's up in this. You could store some stuff in this little pocket. It goes all the way through. So there's some extra space in there. So I just shoved the emergency whistle in the end just to have it. Why not, right? It's orange. A lot of the, you can see there's a big theme of orange in this bag. But that's it, guys, man. I think overall, really well-designed bag. I've shown you a lot of flexibility. This is just stuff that I'm going to be taking around town, going to work, you know, walking the trails with my family, stuff like that. It's not designed to be a, you know, survival bag. This is everyday stuff that I would need. I got a survival bag in my truck. So as long this bag will get me back to my truck. If I can get back to my truck, I'm good. Anyways, guys, what do you think about the Tactical Geek bag? And as I told you in the beginning, these bags were $47.99. Tactical Geek was nice enough to send me a 10% off promo code. That'll be linked down in the descriptions. I'm not pushing the bag. I will tell you it's a very well-made bag. It holds a lot for its size. So I think, you know, bang for your buck. $47.99 plus an extra 10% off. If you're looking for a sling style bag, especially one that's versatile, that you can wear several different configurations and you could shove a lot of stuff into and it's still not that heavy, I think this is a good option. Anyways, guys, like always, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe. What did I miss in this bag? What could have I added? What would have you added? What would you use the bag for? Leave that in the comments. I'm curious to know. Love y'all. See you on the next one.